Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for March 10th. March 10th is the 69th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, or the 70th day if it's a leap year. There are 296 days remaining until the end of the year. Today's word is colloquialism. Colloquialism is a noun that means a word or a phrase that is commonplace within a specific language, geographical region, or historical era. Colloquialisms are informal and conversational rather than formal or literal. For example, one might say, "I wasn't born yesterday." Of course, taken literally, that's obvious because the person saying it obviously is not a one-day-old infant. Instead, that is an expression, a colloquialism that means, "You can't fool me. I wasn't born yesterday." Groovy, hip, hotter than a $2 stove, handier than a pocket on a shirt, are all colloquialisms. The word wicked literally means evil, but has evolved into colloquial use to also mean excellent. Whenever you encounter a word or a phrase that is being used to mean something other than its literal definition, it's probably a colloquialism. How do we get colloquialisms? Well, slang words and phrases are usually developed by a specific culture or social group as a shortened or modified word or words, and they might take on a different meaning than their original word. And then there's jargon, words and expressions created within a specific trade or profession. When slang and jargon come to be used outside their origination subgroups, they become colloquialisms. So, a colloquialism is a word or expression that makes up the informal style of language that people use in casual conversation. The word colloquialism comes to us from Latin roots that mean to converse or speak. First known use of the word colloquialism is in the early 1800s. Colloquialism. We're going to start in 1804 when there occurred a formal ceremony to transfer ownership of the Louisiana Territory from France to the United States. On March 10, 1864, President Lincoln signed Ulysses S. Grant's commission to command the U.S. Army. March 10, 1945, American bombers continued dropping firebombs on Tokyo, Japan. March 10, 1959, the Tibetans gathered around the summer palace of the Dalai Lama in revolt against the Chinese occupation forces. The Tibetans, perhaps correctly, feared that the Chinese might try to kidnap the Dalai Lama, and on this day, 300,000 loyal Tibetans surrounded the palace to keep that from happening. On March 10, 1969, James Earl Ray pled guilty to assassinating Martin Luther King Jr. He later unsuccessfully tried to recant that testimony. Astronomers discovered the rings of Uranus on March 10, 1977. Today's song is "Hey Baby" by Bruce Channel. Sometimes when I'm gathering information for the song of the day, I encounter a title that doesn't ring a bell for me, and this was one of those. I often do the research first and then go find it on YouTube for the link in the description. That said, I was pleasantly surprised to see that this song was recorded at a studio in Fort Worth. When I found it on YouTube, clicked that play button. Oh yeah, I remember that song. Hey Baby was released in December of 1961, reached number 1 on March 10th, 1962, where it held for 3 weeks. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. January 2nd. The 16th. It's all written in Roman numerals, so I had to translate it. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.